a proper approach of how you see things and how to learn it, you see. Because everyone has his own view. You see, the viewpoint is very important. So you can say that everyone is right by itself because everyone has his own view. Yes? So this is the most important things that I need to clear. Right? Because of his view, it's not from my view, you weren't able to listen or see because of your view. Your view will block you. You see, your view is the things that block. Right? Unless we have a same wavelength, right? Same view. That means I need to brainwash you guys. All right, that means you must be standing on my shoe to see what I try to share. All right? Of course, you have your own experience to see the difference. But important thing is that you must stand on my shoe first to look at things what I try to say. This is the most important part, right? And because there is some terminology that we use, could be a different meaning. It could be the same words from what you guys been training, right? And that your arts been training, you've been using, could be slightly different. The words could be the same, but the relationship of how things connect will be slightly different. When slightly different, then the viewpoint will be different. You see, that is what I call. I need to approach with the understanding first. With the understanding and with the right view, in order to have the right perception, then you only can have right action. Understand here? All right? So, because everything comes down to what is the reference? What reference do you base on? What reference do you base on for your actions? You see? Understand here? Right? Okay. In my systems, we talk about three parts. First part is about philosophy, concepts, and principles, right? And second part is about training of unifying yourself. Training unify yourself, that means unify the mental, unify the physical. And third part is unifying yourself with environment or with partners, right? Okay, three parts. Now, first part is that the important part is about philosophy, the concepts, and the principles, what we base on. That you need to rely on them, right? To help you to be on track. On track now. First of all, the philosophy of the system. We talk about nature. Nature. It's based on nature. And based on nature, we used Zen philosophy and Tao. Tao. Right? Yeah, Tao. When you say Tao, Tao is about the way things are. And Zen talk about suchness. You know what is suchness? Suchness is just like this. It's the same as the way things are. right? Just like this, right? You know just what? Just like this, right? The way things are, right? So, do you really know what the way things are? Right? That means the way things are is, you could say, nature has no freedom. Agree or not? Nature has no freedom. It got to be that way. That means every nature itself has its characteristic. That's why it's called that nature. Right? It has its own alchemy, has its own characteristic. If this characteristic is not with that nature, that nature change. It's not that nature anymore. Right? So you must understand that nature has no freedom, practically. But with the nature itself, you are most free. You will be the most free. Now. So, the way things are, the nature itself. So it's not free. That means what? You cannot add anything. You cannot take away anything. If you add anything, you interrupt. You take away anything, you interrupt. Yes? So, is there anything to learn? Nothing to learn. Right? Okay, bye-bye. Because we are not smart enough. You see, but we already create so many things. Actually, nature itself, there is nothing to learn. It's already there. Yes? It's there already. Then why we still cannot be with nature? It's there. You are part of the nature. Nature is there. Yes? So, under the philosophy that the nature itself is understanding the way as it is, the way things are. Right? So, under concepts, nothing to learn. Because it's already there. Right? So how are we going to learn there is nothing to learn? Right? Now, we learned only through recognizing. To recognizing and to realize what is already there. Right? So you cannot add, you cannot take away. You cannot think. You cannot think even. You see? Alright? So, only to recognizing and realizing. That means you cannot imitate. And you cannot train to accumulate. Right? So if you train some movement consistently, right, it accumulates. Unless you have the right mental state, or else it accumulates. It accumulates, it turns into a reflex. Right? It turns into a reflex, it turns into the habit. It turns habitual. So people say, I train so hard and train until it's into a reflex, into a second nature, into a subconscious. That is still wrong. Because it's still habit. Alright? So you must train until that is total awareness, total conscious. That you know every minute, every second. Like, why? How? When? And what does it based on? What reference? So it's here, you see. So we say, okay, about nature, nothing to learn. It's the way things are. So it's only to recognize. Now, in order to recognize, what quality you need to recognize? All right now. So you must know about how to pay attention. Some talk about how to listen. Now, can you differentiate listening with intention? Maybe you already have that kind of intent, or you are just open to listen or open to receive. Can you distinguish that or not? So this is part of the things that we work on, how to pay attention. Like, what's the difference of concentration and awareness? Right? How you classify that? Right? That means it's about how to be mindful. Right? How to be mindful. How to be mindful to turn yourself into a receiver. Right? So I will talk more about that. So this is a very important part, because our 6 senses of contact, right? Every moment of contact, there's a period of time of recognizing. And it acts so fast, it falls back into thinking. You see? There's a moment of recognizing. When you recognize a little bit, we cannot maintain that portion. It's boom, you go back to thinking already. So the training actually is to maintain that process of recognizing. Right? Okay, we'll talk back. I'll explain that a little bit more later. The philosophy, the concepts, the principles. Now, principle that we approach how to train, to follow, to obey, like we say, to follow along with the philosophy and concepts, right? We must understand what is neutral. Mental neutral and physical neutral, right? Mental neutral and physical neutral, we need the neutral in order to change. Right. Now let me go back to the nature first. The nature, the way things are as such. Now, the characteristic of nature is change. So every moment itself is changing. The nature is changing, right? And they don't have one solid entity. It's all by conditions they come by, like here. Because I'm here, you guys are here, this dojo is here, Alex is here, you guys, every member is here. It's all by conditions we come by. And conditions we fall apart, right? So, not only here, even our body is conditions, right? All mind is conditions. Everything is by conditions, by cause and consequence. Right? We need to understand that. So, the philosophy of nature of the characteristic is change. That's why we say the Yi, the change with change. Right? So, in order to be changed with change, you must understand the principle of neutral. neutral. Now, what is neutral? Right now, mentally neutral. Now, we break down into two parts. Mentally neutral is about mindfulness, how to pay attention, right? What is awareness? How to pay attention, how to be mindful in order to aware. All right? So, now, in order to aware, so we can flow with nature. Right now. And this is mental. And physical. Physical neutral start with center. You know what center is? Physical. But when you say center, there's a lot of centers. Which one is center? Which one center do you think is only correct? Right? You say center must be a neutral center. All right? Yeah. So like this building have a center. Right? This town have a center. The country have a center. Right? This earth has a center. The universal have a center. Right? Maybe a couple of universal have a center. Right? Right? No. So we try to work on the centers. When we talk about centers, how you classify centers? When there is centers, that means there is circumference. Yes? A center has a circumference. Then when there is centers, that means they have forward, backward, left, right, up, down. That means to classify a centers must have a 6 direction energy. Yes? Must have 6 direction to consider a center. Now, a center with 6 direction, that also the 3 dimension, X, Y, Z, frontal, horizontal, sagittal, right? That is 3 dimension. That means the 6 energy that turn into a spherical energy, right? Oneness, like a ball, right? This energy we call the inner field. So you must understand this inner field, 6 energy and 3 dimension inner field, through various kind of exercise, you see, and mental. This, I call it the primordial energy. Alright, in some martial art, they call it the Hua Yan Li. That means it's like back to origin, that kind of force, right? Only to understanding this neutral force, this 3-dimension force, that all movement is only born correctly when you have this. They're born out from here. It means the movement born out from here, right? This is the spacing, the 3 dimension, 6 energy and 3 dimension. Right now. Now we talk of philosophy, the concepts, the principles, right now. And of all things, manifest on point of contact. Understand point of contact? Now, point of contact have object and subject, right? Object and subject with consciousness. 3 things must be there. Object, subject, consciousness must be there in order the point of contact is established, or else there is no point of contact. Or else you will say, I have eyes, I can't see. I have ears, I cannot hear. Right? Or a body, I cannot touch. Because you must have a conscious over there, then I see. Then I hear. Then I smell. Then I taste. Then I touch. Then I know. Understand? That's why in the training, we talk about Yi, Qi, Li. We talk about attention, energy, and power. Yeah, or movement. You see, Yi, Qi, Li, these three things. That means attention must be there first. Then the energy will be there. Then the power will be there. Alright? So these three things. Yi, Qi, Li. Mental, energy, and then the power. Right? So that means what? That means every moment of point of contact, you must be there. Yes? Right. In order to know. That we said that everything actually we come to train here is to, first, it's not about power. First, it's about, can you change or not? Are you able to change? Are you able to keep up with the change? That means, can you flow? Flow is not following. Understand that? Flow and following is different. Flow is together. Is it? Flow. Right? Seriously. I went blank. Where am I?
Flowing points lower.
Talking about flow.
Before that?
Point of contact.
Point of contact.
Sorry. No. Okay, point of contact. So everything manifests on point of contact. Right? So point of contact, we have 6 senses of point of contact. That means we said that you must have object, subject, and conscious there. So that means how to pay attention, how to be mindful on point of contact in order to know. Yes? Now, the main point, like I said, it's not about power, it's about change. Change, we change. The flow. Then you only can be with nature. Then you only can say you know. Or else you don't know. Or else you will be judging. Like you will be resisting. If you step back, right, or against, you will be resisting or judging over there. So that you will know. Only through flow, be with the nature, then you only know. Alright. Now, through the point of contact, we break down into 2 parts. One part is present. One part is the past. Right now. On point of contact, we said how you act, why you act. What is your reference that you base to act? Now, if you base on the past, you will fall into the feeling that you have, you like, you don't like, you don't know. You have only these 3 kind of feelings, right? From the past. Like, don't know. So if you feel that, oh, I like this punch, or I don't like this, that means your viewpoint is already wrong. Understand? That means your viewpoint is already wrong. That means you base on your past. To look in the moment. Right? To act with the moment. You are not acting according to the moment. You will act according to the moment, you don't have, you like, you don't like. Right? This is the things that you could able to observe yourself. If you feel you don't like, you're already 1,000 miles away already. Okay? So that means you're already judging already. Right? Then you are not using the moment of that experiential feel of that moment to recognize it. Now, the present, in order to act with the present, you will act with stillness. You know what is stillness? Stillness is the calmness. Now, is the stillness, is the calmness, is the present. Present is called stillness, in other words. Now, stillness, let me explain a little bit. Like stillness, right? In order to maintain in the present, you call stillness. In order to maintain, you know what is maintain? That means in order to change. Understand? You want to maintain, you must be able to change. You cannot change, you cannot maintain. Right? In order to be present, you must be able to change. In order to be present. If you cannot change, you cannot be present. Change with change is present. Right? Stillness is always changing in order to be still. Or else, you are not still. You boom, somewhere else already. Understand? Because what? Because the nature, you see, is this. Nature is keep on changing like this. Right? You cannot be like this to watch. Yes? This is not stillness. I'm stand still, then actually you are drop dead. Right? You're already dead. Die already. Here. You see? No. You must be this. Together. Flowing. With. Changing. In order to be still. Yes? So you must be able to recognize how to flow. If you cannot flow, you cannot be present. You cannot be still. You must flow to be present, to be there, to be still, until like a muddy water sink down. Then the clarity only show. Then the clarity, right? Then the clarity only come out. Then you only know. Or else you don't know. Yeah. Here is the secret. Understand? Here is the secret of how to know. How to develop the power of awareness. The power of listening. Right? If you can't approach from here, you will know. Understand or not? So